In Enthiran, of course, there is going to be a huge experiment on sound. Not only sound per se, as the sound you hear in the film, also there experiment on formats of sound. In what format you are hearing the sound. Like there's a 3D film, there's a 3D immersive sound, and we are taking a fourth dimension to the sound. Okay, because a lot of sections in the film, audience become part of the narrative of the film. So that extension of sound is that we're trying, which is going to be a new format, which is we're actually trying to tweak the existing format so that it become easy for people to access and convert theaters into that format. So that's what we're trying to do through Enthiran, because the film demands it, not because of I want to do something new, because the film demands it. When Shankar narrated the film to me, we had decided that at that point Shankar narrated it with this in his mind, So I'm trying to further and trying to execute his vision of narrative in the film. See, it depends on film to film. So we are working on one film, Enthiran 2. Then we know how the film is pitched, where the film is going to be and what is the nature of the film. It has to be a fun ride. It has to be a larger than life experience. So it designs sound accordingly. See, when we do that, we also want to make audience feel that it is believable. Like in Transformers, when they transform and they fight each other, we want the audience to feel that they are there. So which is not different from working on a realistic film. In a realistic film, you are mentally already there, but you have to enrich the reality, the sense of reality. What is important in filmmaking is it is recreated reality. Be it a film like Enthiran, be it a film like Slumdog or a film like Tithi or anything, the audience has to believe it. If they don't believe it, they'll disconnect. They'll walk out of the film, So only the nature would change, keep changing. So that is as a craftsman, as a technician, that's your understanding of cinema. No, I think sound people has the keenest interest of observing people. They not only observe people, they also observe the atmosphere around them. That's how sound guys are. They're little tuned. They're not ordinary guys like an ordinary technician. They are a little more than the ordinary. So they have a keen sense of understanding. I think that understanding, if it comes to narrative cinema, I think it will be quite interesting. And some of the best and interesting filmmakers are good sound people. For example, K. Balachandar was a sound guy. Shantaram was a sound guy. You see, they are the doyens of Indian cinema. So I always wanted to be a filmmaker. So I am planning a film. It's been in the news for various reasons. But yeah, it's coming up. I've been planning. I've written a couple of scripts. There's one story that I saw. There's one news that I saw, which has affected me very deeply, which I think is a serious subject to deal with. Very interesting to deal with. So I have converted that into a script. So that's going to be my first film. See, when we did Kabil, Hrithik and myself spent 3 days in my studio in creating a mix for internet. You see, because the youngsters are fully tuned on that. That's where we find our true audience, the people who go and watch the film on first day, first show. That's where our audience is, and that's where we need to catch them, and we have to give them the best possible experience. And unfortunately, it's a medium where the bandwidth is very limited. The compression is very limited. The dynamics of a mix have to be compressed into a very small range for them to be able to be heard in a small speaker. So the technology, our attitude towards creative work itself changes when it comes to that, because a theater mix that we do, a mix for a theater, for a trailer in a theater, we take that mix, open mix, come back to the small room and sit for days so that we can give almost similar experience to an youngster who is watching it in a smartphone. So Hrithik used to come and sit with me, and we used to do a mix. He will upload it and he'll download it, and he hear it in his headphone, and he said, my voice is not sounding correct. Again mix it, update, download it. Like that, we did experiments for 3 days to arrive at the final mixes of Kabel. And people are very, very surprised that how did you do it? When the Kabel mix came out, a lot of people asked me that what did you do for... There's only one thing, you understand the youth, because they are our primary consumers. They are the ones who is taking first day, first show. And there's a lot of detailed attention is being given to them now.